Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Let me invite everybody in here. You guys already know how we kick this thing off. All righty. Good evening, everyone. Happy Mobile Home Mondays. Today, okay, I know y'all hear that feedback. I'm about to just add everybody. All right, there we go. Cool beans, cool beans. So, welcome to Mobile Home Mondays. I am your host, Jasmine Gittens. I am here and come here every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to share with you guys tips, strategies that you can actually take and implement into your business right away. And tonight is going to be just another great opportunity to hop in here, get some information that you guys have been asking for. Okay. So, you've been wanting to know exactly how do I do a mobile home inspection? What am I looking for, right? And that's a great question. Tonight, we're going to answer that question for you. Let me know, of course, when you are tuning in, where you are tuning in from. I love to just know where everybody is, be able to connect and build with each other as we move forward in our Mobile Home Mondays. So let's hop into this because this is something that, again, a lot of you guys have been asking for. I made a whole complete list, so you'll see me look up and down. I'm just making sure I don't forget nothing, okay? But these are the things. So when you are, whether you're flipping, wholesaling, buying a mobile home as a rental property, one of the important things is doing an inspection of the actual property, right? Like this is part of your due diligence process is inspecting the property, okay? And you can do this, of course, if you're local and if you're virtual. So for my students who are virtual, you already know how we get that done, right? But tonight, again, if you are local, you're going to see a property, these are some of the key things that you need to be looking for and looking at to determine the value of the property, right? Is this something that you even want to take on as a rental or as a, to wholesale, right? Give me 1 second, y'all. Thanks. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Had to grab my laptop charger. So in order for us to do that, I want to share with you guys exactly what we look for when we are doing and inspecting mobile homes. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, and let's get to it. So, of course, we want to know, the number of bedrooms, the number of baths, right? The year of the property. This helps us determine the value based on the parameters of the property. Is it a single wide, double wide? What size it is, and this also helps you in terms of being able to know can it be moved if it needs to be moved. Your buyers will need to know the size and the dimension of the mobile home so that they can know, can it fit in my lot? Can it not fit in my lot? There's a lot of varying factors. So you want to know the size, you want to know the year. When I say size, not just single wide or double wide, but the actual dimension. So go purchase some measuring tape, long measuring tape. And when you get to the property, if you're unable to access that information just from like the dated sticker or even from the title, you can just measure the property to verify. Okay. So, in addition to that, like the make and model of the home. Okay. So that's kind of like the base information. You want to just make sure that the number of bedrooms and baths that were expressed to you are actually the number of bedrooms and baths, right? Like they told you a 3-2, and then you walk in, it's a 2-1, right? That's not good. So you want to verify that. Now, in terms of the inspection, right, when we're looking to see conditions, what types of renovations and repairs, are the areas that you want to be paying attention to. I highly suggest you guys get out a notebook tonight. Tonight's kind of like a notebook and notes type of deal because we're about to get into it. Okay. So in the kitchen, right? In the kitchen, you want to be checking for appliances, right? Like what type of appliances are there? Is there a refrigerator? Is there an oven? Is there a microwave, right? Is there a dishwasher there, right? So what type of appliances are available at that particular property, if any? You might go into a property and there are no appliances, right? So you want to make note of that. What type of appliances, what are the condition of these appliances? Of course, you're looking at the sinks and counters and cabinets, right? What are the condition? What do they need to be painted, right? So you want to just make note of what is there and then the condition of what is there. Okay. That's in the kitchen, right? In the bathrooms, you want to check, is there a sink? Is there a bathroom? Is there a tub and a shower and a toilet? I know these things are kind of like, some of these things are like, obvious, right? But it's important when you are walking through just to verify everything, because there are some properties we've been to, like there's no tub, right? There's no toilet. And you're like, okay, what is going on here, right? So you want to verify. And also in terms of verifying, is this a half bathroom? Is this a whole bathroom? Right? You told me it was a 3-2, but this is more of a 3-1.5, right? Like a 1.5 bathroom, right? So just verifying that, and then verifying the condition of those of those things that are inside of the bathrooms, right? Do you need to replace a tub or a toilet? Like, is it in such a bad condition? Can it just be can a sink be, a cabinet be painted, or does it need to be replaced? Right? So we got kitchen. Okay, we got the bathrooms. All right. Now we're heading more into the overall, parts of the mobile home, right? So we're talking about floors. Okay. So what type of floors are there? What type of floors, are there? Are these carpets, right? What type of floors are there, right? Are the tiles? There's a ton of different types of floors, right? So what types of floors are there? And then the conditions of the floors. So are there any soft spots? Are there any holes, right? Are there stains? Does anything need to be replaced? What types of replacements are needed in terms of the flooring, if any? Okay. Um, Walls, right? Walls. Let's talk about walls. Do they need to be repainted? Are there holes in the walls, right? Is sheetrock going to be needed to fix some type of wall, right? So with the walls, we're just looking at the conditions of the walls. Okay. The conditions, are there any paint or anything needed on the walls? Okay. Then we want to be looking at the ceiling. Okay. So the ceiling, we're talking about, are there any holes, right? Are there any stains? Okay. Because stains can be an indicator of leaks, right? So are there any stains that may be indicating leaks? Do you see any actual leaks coming from, the ceilings? And then mold, right? Because if there are any leaks, and sometimes again, it's not always coming straight down already, but there may be some mold, you see some black spots on the ceilings. Just be alert and aware. So you want to check that when looking at the ceilings in the mobile homes. Okay. The next is windows. Windows. So we want a window count. How many windows are in the property, right? And then what are the conditions? Are any of the windows broken? Are any of the seals like cracked or broken? Are there any leaks around the windows? Do the windows need to be replaced? Okay, so you want to take note of the windows. Okay. Next, we have doors, closets. Okay, so like, what are the conditions of the doors and closets? Are they broken? Are there holes? Do they need to be replaced? Okay. Next, we have heating, right? This is kind of like combined. You can kind of combine the heating and air sometimes. But what is the heating and air situation, right? Is it central, right? Is there a window unit? Okay. Is it a ductless mini split? Is it a packaged HVAC system? Okay. Heat pump, right? Like what is the heating and air situation? Okay. And this is going to be a common question that you're going to get from buyers, right? Buyers, sometimes they might ask, what the HVAC system is like. Do you guys have AC or not? Right. So you want to know, if it is available, what system is being utilized for that. Okay. Next, we want to know about electrical. Electrical, right? The easiest, most simple way to check electrical is to turn on and off lights, right? And this is, of course, if power and stuff is still on, if it's been turned off, you know, but turning on and off switches, right? Turn off the switch on in every room, making sure that the lights work. If you wanted to take it like to a next step, you could get an outlet tester. And in each room, just check the different outlets, right? Put the tester inside all the outlets and make sure that like the little light comes on, indicating that that outlet is operating properly. Okay, so this is definitely something, if you're buying the property as an investment, that I would say go ahead and invest in like an outlet, checker for the electrical, because you want to make sure that everything is operating. Because if it's not, you certainly want to factor that into your repair costs. Okay. So turn those lights on, all right? And in the kitchen, like you can, this is only if it's been occupied for, it hasn't been vacant for too long. Like open up the refrigerator, make sure things are operating. But if it's been vacant and that refrigerator's been sitting for a while, whew, I'd done that by accident. And it was terrible. The smell was rancid. So, whew, yeah, yeah. Okay. Moving on. Plumbing. Okay. So plumbing, turn on the water, the water faucets, right? Make sure the water's flowing. Flush toilets. Okay. Make sure that the toilets flush well. And that's again the quick and easy way to see if there are any plumbing issues. Okay, quick and easy. Of course, you know, we'll talk about a more, you can have a more extensive inspection from a, you know, essentially from like a general contractor you can have, but a handyman. But these are some of the similar things that they're going to do. So you can just go right in there and do it yourself. Flush some toilets, turn the faucets on, wait a few, minutes, make sure there's no leaks happening anywhere, and you're usually good. Okay. Exterior and siding types. Okay. So, what type of siding does the manufacturer home have, right? Is it vinyl, right? Is it wood, aluminum? Like there's all types of different types of sidings that the mobile home could have. So, what type is it? And then we want to know the condition. Okay. Is there any rotting happening? Are any pieces falling off? Does it need to be replaced? Are there any parts that need to be replaced? The whole thing, portion of it? Maybe it just needs a good power wash and it's good to go, right? So what is the condition of the exterior? Okay. And then for the roof, we want to know the roof type, right? Is it a shingle roof, metal roof, a rubber roof, right? What type of roof is it? And the condition. Are there any holes? Are there any leaks, right? Or is there any rotting happening? And just as a side note, you don't always have to replace the whole entire roof if there is like some rotting happening, or even a leak. There are times when you can just fix and kind of patch up a spot, and that is good enough for you to, for the roof to be, back in good condition for another several years before you have to consider, getting a new roof. So try to do, whatever you can do to, before replacing the whole roof, if that is an option. Okay. Sometimes you got to just go in and replace the roof. It is what it is. Okay. But a lot of times, you can do some patching up. But if it's so much patching where, like, it's like, look, let's just replace the whole roof. Okay. Um, then we have under the mobile home, right? I call it the underbelly, right? Where you want to see, is there any insulation like falling out from the bottom of the mobile home, right? Is there anything falling? Do you see any, holes or anything falling out essentially, right? If you do, you want to make note of that. Okay, you want to make note of that. As far as the skirting, right? You can want to check the skirting. Is there skirting there? What type of skirting? Is it rodent resistant? Like, type of siding. Like some of them, like prevent, not only rodents, but like cats and like stuff from creating homes underneath the mobile home, right? So is that there? Is that available? And then if the home does need to be moved, or just in general, you also want to check moving accessibility, right? Are the wheels still attached to the mobile home, or on the mobile home, right? So are the wheels there? Are their axles still there? Is there still a tongue? Is this tongue attached, right? So if those things are still on the property and with the property, then you have the ability to move it. If it doesn't and it needs to be moved, then you just need to make a note of that so that you can share that with your mover, and you guys make the proper plan to get those materials. Okay, and they can go through the whole process of preparing it to be moved if those items aren't there. All right, guys. So that is what we look for when we're doing our mobile home inspection. Mobile home inspection. So again, you guys always ask, like, what are we looking for, right? So that's what you're looking for. So whether you're wholesaling, whether you're flipping, whether you're keeping this as a rental property, that is what you want to look for in a mobile home. That's how you go in and you do a more thorough mobile home inspection, so that you can identify the repairs and the renovations that are needed for the property to get it to the condition that you want it to be in, or that your buyers will want it to be in, for it to, for themselves or for your tenants, whomever your end buyer or your target audience is. You want to make sure that it's in that condition. So once you know kind of where the property lies, what the condition is, then you can easily put together a plan in terms of like renovation and repair costs essentially, to get it to the condition that you or your buyers will want the property to be. And utilizing that repair cost, you can make an accurate offer. Okay, so you can make an accurate offer. And this is why this is important, because you can go in there, you can take note again of everything, formulate your repair costs, and utilize that in making your offer, so that your offer is accurate based on the value, based on the repairs, and based on your profits. Okay, so one of the parts of that formula is your repairs. So I hope that helped you guys in knowing what you need to look for when doing an inspection for a mobile home. Let me know in the comments if that was helpful for you. Make sure you like the video and share it with anybody who you feel may get value from this. So love y'all. Happy Mobile Home Mondays. I enjoy being here as always. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or type them in the comments. And I'll utilize those questions to create more videos on our Mobile Home Mondays, to come here, address your needs, and make sure that you guys have everything that you need in order to be successful mobile home investors. So that's it. That's all. And I will see y'all all next week. Bye.